All right, my people, if you handled lesson 50 already, this is going to be not very much different from it, although this is going to be like a cross between lesson 50 and lesson 44, where you talked about compound inequalities. Okay, absolute value inequalities actually work themselves into a compound inequality type situation. So if you've already handled that, this is going to lead into that. Here's going to be our steps. Not much different from lesson 50. Isolate the absolute value if you need to first. If, and I'm going to break this into two pieces, so 51A, we're only going to deal with less than situations. If your absolute value is less than 0, it's impossible. We can't make an absolute value be a negative number. We can't make it smaller than 0. All right? If your absolute value is not impossible, we're going to split that into less than positive and greater than negative pieces. All right, I'll show you how that works. Solve each separately, graph them together. That's going to be the process. See how this goes with an example. Okay, this absolute value is already isolated. Absolute value less than 24. We're going to break this into two pieces. Before I break it, let's look at the overall picture of what's happening. We have something that needs to be the absolute value of it needs to be less than 24. So if I'm between 0 and 24, I'm all good, right? Less than 24. And normally, if there wasn't an absolute value, I would also be good all the way down. Okay? The problem is absolute value turns numbers positive. So anything that is below negative 24, absolute value will make it positive and move it above positive 24, and you're going to end up having an untrue situation. Okay? So all of the answers to this are going to have to be in this range. I need what's inside of here to be bigger than negative 24, but less than positive 24. Solution's going to look like this. Break it into two pieces. We need 3h's minus 7 to be smaller than 24. And we also need 3h's minus 7 to be bigger than negative 24. Okay? So from there, this is just lesson 44. Solve both separately. Add 7 on both sides, we get 3h is less than 31. Divide by 3 on both sides, we get h is less than 10.3. Repeating. On the flip side, we got add 7 to both sides, 3h's are bigger than negative 17. Divide by 3 on both sides, h must be bigger than negative 5.6. Repeating. Okay, two solutions bound together. Make our number line 0. Negative 5.6 repeating. About twice as far away is 10.3 repeating. I'm allowed to be smaller than 10.3. I'm not allowed to equal it. I'm allowed to be bigger than negative 5.6. So all of my possible answers are in there. Okay? What that means is I could pick any number in this range. Like I could pick a negative 3, insert it for h. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 minus 7 is negative 16. Absolute value, positive 16 is less than 24. All right, I could pick any number in that range. I could pick 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 7 is 8. 8 is less than 24. All right? All numbers in this range will make that true. All numbers outside of this range will make that false. If I picked 11, 3 times 11 is 33. Minus 7 is 26. Absolute value, still 26. Yeah, 26 is not less than 24. All right? Values outside that range make this untrue. Roll through a couple more examples. Hit pause. Try this if you already feel like you're ready. 2 pieces, C over 3 minus 2 is less than 10, and C over 3 minus 2 has to be bigger than negative 10, right? Because if it was negative 11 or negative 12, absolute value would make it positive and make this situation untrue. Solve. Add 2 to both sides. C over 3 is less than 12. Multiply by 3 on both sides. C is less than 36. And add 2 on both sides. C over 3 is greater than negative 8. Multiply by 3. C is greater than negative 24. I need my variable to be bigger than negative 24, but less than 36. Okay? This guy here is a little different because we have to now do the first step, isolate the absolute value before we split. So, treat it like it's its own variable. I need to get rid of a divided by 3. I need to get rid of a minus 7. So we'll add 7. This thing over 3 is less than or equal to 27. Multiply by 3. We got this thing, W plus 26 is less than or equal to 81. Split into 2 pieces. I need W plus 26 to be smaller than or equal to 81, and I need W plus 26 to be bigger than or equal to negative 81. Solve both parts separately. Subtract 26. You get 55. W has to be less than or equal to 55. Subtract 26 over here. We get W has to be bigger than negative 107. All right, this time I'm allowed to equal my endpoints because we have the equal symbol. And again, I'm allowed to be smaller than 55, but I have to be bigger than negative 107. Hit pause, see if you can do this one, unpause, check yourself against what I do. Situation's impossible. Remember, absolute value smaller than a negative number, not possible, right? You don't have to go any farther with that one. All right, hit pause with this next one also. This one will be possible, so see if you can do that one. Dividing by a negative, inequality situation. Remember, if you divide by a negative, the symbol needs to reverse. Okay? C is allowed to equal the endpoints. It's allowed to be smaller than 25, bigger than negative 13.6. Okay? That is absolute value inequalities, less than situations.